over 800 million people out here that's sitting without meals. We're fighting childhood hunger.
El calor nos afecta mucho aquí por los alimentos. Se descompone muy rápidamente el alimento.
A gente percebeu que também elas e as famílias delas precisavam também de uma atenção na alimentação. Dentro da alimentação que começou a cozinha.
ครอบครัวพี่เนี่ยเหมือนครอบครัวใหญ่นะแต่ว่ามันไม่มีผู้นำที่เป็นผู้นำเป็นเสาหลักของบ้าน
kintu kikulu muno kandi ekindi nikyongera amaani itu abakazi kurora ngu naitwe nikisoboka kuba kantebe egi.
Sin que el niño se dé cuenta, el niño se está comiendo algo muy nutritivo. Desde el momento que yo vi las galletas, yo dije esto va a ser una bomba.
Eu sempre falei, no dia que eu souber o que eu quero fazer, é isso que eu vou fazer. E agora eu sei.
Hello, welcome everyone. I would like to welcome C.D. Glenn, who's Vice President from PepsiCo, Global Head of Philanthropy from PepsiCo Foundation. Thank you, C.D. Welcome to Devex World 2022. Great, well, we are here talking about innovation at scale. I think we're bringing in a backup mic for you. Great, thank you so much. If there's anything that PepsiCo has its scale, right? You're everywhere. I'm sure all of us in the room have or regularly do consume PepsiCo products. It's much more than the soda synonymous with your name. So how do you think about leveraging that scale to solve some of the global food system problems like we just saw in the video earlier?
No, thanks for the opportunity and the question. I mean, scale, size, reach, these are all things that you get from a large corporation, but also this focus around sustainability and a focus around food systems and being a responsible corporate citizen, but also a catalyst for change. This is how we think about PepsiCo and the PepsiCo Foundation. We think it's our responsibility to really be a change agent, to really be a catalyst for change as it relates to sustainable food systems, and using what we have, our performance, being a results-oriented company, but also taking our size and our reach and the scale. And so when you think about the products that we have, we talk about sourcing, making, and delivering products. And those, as you mentioned, Kate, could be whether it's Pepsi Zero or whether it's Mountain Dew or if it's Lay's or Doritos or Sabra's hummus. We really think that we have the capabilities to make great products and put smiles on people's faces, but also we have the ability to really tackle food insecurity, access to safe drinking water, economic inequality in ways that other companies or other entities can't. And so we are proud to take our seat at the table to have the conversation. And we think about using, again, the same powers that we use to perform and the great people that we have using those same tools and those same capabilities to really bring about transformation in sustainable food systems.
Yeah, and I'd love to talk about the power of being in a corporation and just the reach and the systems you have. You had a long career more in the development space before you joined PepsiCo. So I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about how you see that playing a catalytic role, but also how the organizations here in the room that maybe are NGOs, how can they work with a group like PepsiCo? Obviously, you have the scale, you have the reach. How do you transfer some of that knowledge over to the room, the people in the room here today?
No, it's great. And as you mentioned, I joined PepsiCo a little over a year ago, but before that, it's been almost 2 decades in the nonprofit, in the philanthropic, and in government service, from the Rockefeller Foundation to Peace Corps to the U.S. African Development Foundation. And it was really not really about joining a corporation. It was joining the right organization that really looks at sustainability and transformation to be a positive force for good for my next career move. And that was PepsiCo. When we think about being a positive force for good, we actually have an initiative that's an end-to-end transformation that puts sustainability at the center of what the company does, not on the side, not philanthropy as a nice to have, as an appendage, but at the center. And for me, that was really, really appealing. So the fact that we have this end-to-end transformation where sustainability, human capital is how we're going to create value and create growth for people and for planet, that was first appealing. So there was a call to action. There was really a purpose-driven company that I felt like I could be myself in. I could actually bring my whole self, my whole career to a company that wanted to be a force for good. How do others interact? This is our main mission and mandate. We're a global company, but we're local. We're all about community. I drive impact, and I tell my team we have 3 things that we really want to do. We want to impact communities in a really positive way. We want to engage employees. PepsiCo's a big company. There are over 300,000 employees at PepsiCo. How are they forces for good in their communities? And then we also want to drive corporate purpose. We want to really have business show up as this force for good in communities. And so by engaging with local partners, as you saw in the video, we support local entities, local partners to really, we don't think about working for them. We talk about working sort of with them and through them. We're not doing anything to communities. We really are bottom-up driven, demand responsive, and really want to work with local organizations, global organizations that really want to create transformational change, and we co-create. We co-create those solutions. We're not sitting in our offices coming up with solutions. We're in the communities. I have a global team that's in these communities, and we want to work with local partners all over the world.
Yeah, and with that, so we're also talking about innovations. You have a large research and development arm that many groups here would be envious of. So could you walk us through the process of piloting, testing, scaling, and then bringing in those local partners so they can also benefit from some of the innovation you're able to invest in the food system?
No, it's a great point. I mean, innovation, what's novel, what's useful, scale, they all come into being, even as we're trying to bring about change in addressing food insecurity, addressing access to safe water, addressing economic opportunity. So quickly, InDrip. So InDrip is an Israeli company that's about drip irrigation. So for 15 years ago, I'm working with smallholder farmers. I'm living in Nairobi. I work for the Rockefeller Foundation, and we're supporting drip irrigation as a way to increase yields, and use less water, lessen the use of fertilizer, all of that. Sounds really great. We had aspirational goals. We were Rockefeller. We were trying to change the world in a positive place and create real climate-smart solutions to agriculture. Even from a philanthropic standpoint, from an organization like the Rockefeller Foundation, we were talking about 10,000 acres that we might be able to impact. With PepsiCo, when we have worked with InDrip, this startup that we help fund, and now we're helping them scale in Vietnam, in India, in the US, they're going to impact over the next 5 years 25,000 acres. This is about efficient water use, crop usage, crop increase, as well as lessen fertilizer use. So the power of PepsiCo to find, fund, and support small-scale solutions that we can put into our own ecosystem and scale them is really transformational. It's something that I feel really, really proud of. We also are always looking for new solutions. So we want to catch people doing good. We're in the communities. We're trying to say, how might you partner with us? How might you co-create with us? Because we really want to be in the places where our associates live and work, but also to be a real community contributor. That's how we feel about the power of business, to really contribute to community.
Well, we know we have a huge hunger crisis happening globally, water shortage. What is a solution out there, innovation, that you're really excited about, that you think can be a real driver for seeing change here?
I think, I'm a big believer in not silver bullets, but silver buckshot. So I think there's a lot of solutions that are needed, and then we sort of find the ones that are really transformational. The things that I'm really proud of are things that really are solving the problem at its root cause. And so let me give one example. So we own SodaStream. So people may think about, some people may know SodaStream. It's a carbonation system that you could do at home. Now, why is that so important? When people think about PepsiCo and the issue of plastics and the need to reduce plastics, by looking at in-home consumption and creating carbonated beverages in your own community, we have a goal by 2030 with the advancing of SodaStream, this innovation that carbonates water in your home. We probably woke up and had a cup of coffee. We made it in our house. So we know we can make these drinks and products in our house. So SodaStream is transformational because it's not going to just reduce and recycle plastic. It's going to reduce plastic use in general 200 billion bottles will not be in the system anymore with the scaling up of SodaStream. So these are the kind of innovations that we look at that are really good for people and for planet that we're really proud of.
Right, well, thank you so much, CD. For those of you in the room, PepsiCo does have a booth in the Innovation Zone, so go find CD, his colleagues, talk to them, learn more
Definitely
about
go to the Innovation Zone. Definitely have some healthy snacks that we have there and some swag. But we're from PepsiCo, we're here to help.
Right, a reminder, you can take your mask off when you're eating a snack, so. All right, thanks, CD.